So receiving a letter from your ISP when you're using torrents, even though you're using a VPN, it does sound really strange, but if you look through the forums, this is now becoming more and more common, primarily because ISPs are now really clamping down copyright holders. If they detect if anybody is sharing their content, if anybody is downloading their content, they are really aggressively clamping that down. They talk to your ISP, they say, we've noticed that this IP address is downloading this particular movie or this particular game. Send them a takedown notice, they need to remove that content. Now this actually happened to me some time back, and I will show you that letter in just a second, but here we can see this person was using a torrent client with that particular VPN, but for some reason his IP was still exposed. And again, with the IP address, they can trace you back to your ISP, and your ISP can confirm who was using that IP address at any particular time. Now there was another one here I saw as well, somebody saying after 20 years of torrenting, they got their first copyright infringement notice. In their case, it was from Verizon, that they noticed that your IP address was logged as somebody downloading this game called Fallout. And because of that, you now need to take this down, you need to remove it, really just stop sharing this copyright content. Now, in this example, he wasn't using any VPN because he didn't want to. And some could argue that if you're not going to use a VPN when you're downloading torrents or watching certain content, then really that responsibility is all on you. Now, as I mentioned before, this actually happened to me a couple of years ago where I did download something for test purposes. It was a movie, and I did actually receive a letter from my ISP. So this was the letter that I received from my ISP. You can see it came from the abuse department, saying that we received a takedown notice from an organization or individual which states that they are the right holders or owners of this particular content, which you can see was Kong Skull Island. And they're alleging that there was a host on my network that was used for the distribution of this copyrighted content. Now, further down, you can see some information about the file name. It was blah, blah, blah.hc.hdrip. You can see a file hash. And the key thing is you can actually see my IP address back then, because I wasn't using a VPN. During that time, it really was like the Wild West online. People were just downloading all sorts, sharing files, uploading. There was Emule, there was eDonkey, there was Napster. It was just a lot more flexibility and freedom with what you could do online. Now with your IP address, really everything is just being clamped down. And because of that, if they get your IP address, they can then pin these particular accusations on what you're downloading, what you're streaming, what you're sharing, etc. But again, I would say it's my fault because I wasn't using a VPN. So the question is, for the ones that are using a VPN, how is their IP address still being leaked? Well, I would say probably one of the biggest reasons is people are not using or taking advantage of a kill switch. And a kill switch we can just summarize in one sentence, which is no VPN, no internet access for your device or your application. And that really is just the easiest way to summarize it. So everybody should be using a kill switch. If you are going to use a VPN, you should ensure that your kill switch is active. And I will show you in this video how you can double check on your device, how you can properly use a kill switch regardless of whichever VPN you're using. I would say a VPN kill switch is essential for anybody that cares about their privacy, probably for three main reasons. Firstly, because it will protect your IP address and prevent any kind of leaks, because without the kill switch, your real IP address could be exposed at any time when you are browsing, when you are streaming content, when you are torrenting. All of that can be exposed if you don't use a VPN kill switch. Now, the second reason is that it ensures your anonymity online, because it means you won't be able to access anything on your device unless your VPN is activated. And lastly, it protects your sensitive data, because none of your emails, none of your files, none of your browsing sites will be able to communicate unless they are using full encryption. So how do you actually use a VPN kill switch? Well, the great thing is it is available absolutely free depending on your VPN provider. Here we can see on my device. Let me now activate my VPN kill switch. This is now active. So what this basically means is this is now checking my device. And if it detects that I don't have any VPN running, and at the moment I don't, it should now in theory block all of my access. So any of my applications, anything I try to use, all of that connectivity should be automatically blocked. So let's try that now. Let's just try maybe YouTube. Let's open that up. Let's give that a second. And again, because the VPN kill switch is running, but my VPN isn't, means that this should now be blocked for me. And you can see that nothing is actually loading. So I think that test proves that. Let's go back. Let's just try another streaming app. This one here. Open that up. Again, we can see no response, nothing loads because that VPN kill switch is blocking all of my internet traffic. So that way you can see no VPN, no traffic, no connection, and my device is kept fully secured. So let's see now if I actually activate my VPN. Let me do that now. I can make a connection to any server. We can see we get the prompt at the bottom because it's now detected that something has now changed. So VPN is now connected. I can now press the home key. If I just start the VPN kill switch again, let's see what the application shows. Now we can see it says VPN connection is active. So this is now correctly detected that my VPN is running, which means now in theory, all of my applications should be unblocked. So let's try the first one. Click on that. I can see I now see my login prompt and I'm now straight into YouTube. So that's been completely unlocked. Let's go back. Let's try the second one. And again, because the VPN is running, that's now been unlocked for me. And the VPN kill switch will allow all traffic on my device. And it really is as easy as that, guys. If you're somebody that cares about maximum privacy, they want to ensure that nothing happens on their device, whether it's browsing websites, whether it's using streaming applications, whether it's downloading torrents, anything you do on your device, all of that should only be allowed if the VPN is running. If that's your particular use case, then you can see why a VPN kill switch is essential in that particular scenario. So how do you actually get this? Well, as I mentioned before, it is available directly on the Amazon App Store or the Google Play Store. Let's just type in VPN and then kill. Let's search for that. And we can see there's actually a dedicated app, which is absolutely free, called the IPVanish VPN kill switch. So you can open that up. And that's what the application looks like. So minimal configuration, literally just turn it on. Once that's done, then from that point forward, unless you have a VPN running, you won't be able to do anything on your device. And lastly, just to reaffirm that everybody should be using a VPN on their FireStick, on their streaming device, particularly now with all of these, viruses and malware and people having their devices hacked and data being mined. It really is essential to use a VPN, because when you use a VPN, you are now no longer using your own IP address, rather you are using an IP address provided from your VPN service provider. And with this different IP address, you can then go ahead and unlock different content from around the world. You can unlock the entire Netflix library and really just keep yourself safe online. I've been using this for more than, I think, 5 years now. I have tried other VPNs during that time. I think I tried Nord for a bit, I tried Surfshark for a bit, I tried Express for a bit, but ultimately I always come back to IPVanish because it just gives me that consistent performance. It allows me to access all of the applications I want to access and works great on all of my devices because they give you those unlimited connections. So one account, you can install it on 10 Fire Sticks, 5 laptops, 300 TVs, really as many devices as you like. So that kind of flexibility and that amazing price point, which you can see here, for just over $2 a month, it really is a fantastic offer. Using my link does help support the channel, so many thanks for doing that. Do have a look in the video description and pinned comment. You can also take advantage of this free eSIM, so wherever you are in the world, you can now take advantage of this special offer. So lots of great freebies, great price, great performance, works on all of your devices. And again, at this price point, it's definitely worthwhile checking out. So really appreciate your support. Do like and share this video, and I'll hopefully catch up with you guys real soon. Thanks.